My name is Khalid Salaita. I'm a professor of chemistry and program faculty of biomedical engineering, and also affiliated with the Winship Cancer Institute. I did my PhD training at Northwestern University, where I studied material science and interfaces and surfaces. After completing my PhD work in that area, I then moved to UC Berkeley, where I started my postdoc. At UC Berkeley, I studied receptor tyrosine kinases. These are proteins in the plasma membrane, and I studied how they assemble together and how their assembly changes signaling. And then in 2009, I moved from UC Berkeley and arrived here and set up my lab at Emory. And my lab has been here for the past 14 years. And in my lab, we work on a number of topics, but one major area that we focus on is the connection between chemistry and mechanical forces. One word to describe my research journey would be happenstance. I never had a preconceived plan. I should amend that. I did have many plans, but those plans changed with every step of the way. It was a very evolutionary process where every new discovery, every new observation, and with every new opportunity that presented its way, I changed course. And so a little bit of luck and curiosity is what kind of best describes the research journey. I think commercialization means that it has a real-world impact. And so in that sense, I think we never say this has commercialization potential and therefore we're going to stay away from that. We're going to stay clear of that. No. Rather, that just suggests that it's something that will make the world a better place. And that's, at the end of the day, all we're looking for. And so I don't view it as a project having commercialization potential as being radioactive and something we should stay away from. On the contrary, that reinforces and underscores the importance of the project. But when the payoff or when the answer to the question is maybe routine, maybe not exciting, and it doesn't open up new doors, that's when we can say, oh, this is not best suited for doing that type of research in an academic setting. Well, I love running, and so I have a group of friends that we run with probably 2 or 3 times a week. I love spending time with my kids, so I have a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old, and I try as much as possible to spend time with them, and that involves whether it's practicing softball or going for a bike ride or simply just watching a movie at home. That's what I like to spend my time doing. Otherwise, it's reading science fiction and spending time with the family. I've tried really hard to convince them to stay away, because in my head I'm like, it's so competitive and challenging. Are you sure you want this? There's easier career choices out there. Despite my attempts to do this, my eldest, my son, is convinced that he wants to be a chemist and a scientist, and he has not changed this since he's 6. He's 11 years old now. So for the past 5 years, all he said he wants to be is a scientist and a chemist, particularly. I would just add that I think one thing that for most of the readers or the viewers that are listening to this interview that may not be involved in day-to-day operations of science, it looks and sounds very alien. But and I think the other thing that is always the case is it sounds so miraculous a lot of times, a lot of the discoveries and inventions that come out of the lab. But I assure you, and I think this is a very important message to share with your audience, is that what looks very smooth and easy is nothing more than lots of practice and very hard work. And it's no different than when you watch your favorite athlete do a really miraculous catch or a throw or a feat, and it looks like it's natural, but in fact, it's nothing but pure repetitive training and hard work. And I think that's what's happening behind the scenes that I think is never conveyed so clearly when you look at the headlines of the breakthroughs in the lab.